welcome to another interesting lesson. So today the topic for discussion is going to be marketing. Now marketing in any layman's language is just going to be simply about advertising stuff, promoting a product and asking and persuading customers to go and buy that product or service. However, when you talk about marketing in business terms, it is not just this. Marketing in business language is identifying customers' needs and fulfilling them profitably. Now, why is it important for me to ever understand or identify the needs of my customer? Why can't, being the owner, I could do whatever I wish or make a product whatever I wish to produce? So now we're going to talk about how important it is to identify this customer's need. So customers are sovereign to any business. Customer is considered to be the king because until and unless the customer doesn't demand for your product, doesn't want to come and buy your product, then there are no sales. There's no sales, there's no revenue, no profits, and the business comes to a closure. This is how important customers are. So now, by identifying customer needs, we mean to talk to them, to identify what is the gap in the market that needs to be fulfilled. What is the new opportunity that the business can come and grab and benefit its customers and the business itself. Now, to identify this customer needs, there are many ways in which it can be done. One of it is market research, that is taking surveys or collecting feedback from customers. Market research is entire a chapter that will be done in the later sessions. But for now, we can know that market research is basically talking to the customers and getting to know what they want from a business and what products do they really need. So these market research basically influences the type of product the business makes, the price for which it sets the product in the market for, and the strategy that it plans to set. So there's a target audience that the business can decide through this market research and then set its prices and launch the product. The next thing is anticipating the changes in the needs of customers. Now there are changes in fashion, there are changes in trends, many things are changing due to time and it will continue to change, and hence businesses need to be this flexible and have this kind of customer relationship through which they can know what the customer wants new, and then they can keep changing themselves to meet those needs and still remain profitable and competitive in a huge market. So now, by maintaining a good customer relationship, what happens is they get customer loyalty and brand loyalty. Now, customer loyalty is when your customer continues to buy the product only and only from your business. So now when they continue to buy it, of course your sales increase, and more than that, the image of the brand increases and the customer can spread a good mouth for the business around the entire place and around the entire area. So the business gets access to more new customers that way. The next thing is satisfying these needs. So now you found the new needs, you identified the changes in the needs. Now it's time to finally satisfy these needs by making a product that has quality and that can, customers can rely on and want to buy the product at an affordable price. So next thing, the next topic that we're going to take up are the changes in a market. Now, changes in the market are caused basically because of changes in demand. Demand is the willingness and ability of a person or a customer to buy a product at a given time at a given price. Now, why does this demand keep fluctuating? Why can't it just be the same? Why can't every time there is only a high demand for say mobile phones? This happens because there are many changes that happen in the market. To start with, there are changes in trends and fashion. There are new clothes, there is new fashion coming up, and people do not want to be stuck to the same old thing. They want to try something new, they want a variety. The next thing is the advancement in technology. Today there's Apple 10 or Apple 11. Next day you'll find Apple 12, Apple 12 Pro. And due to these changes in technology, people always want to be updated. And hence they'll keep demanding for something that is new in the market. The next thing is employment and changes in income. Now when people's income rises, what happens is they can afford more. So they can afford more, so they want to live a better lifestyle. They want to have more expensive, more quality products. So they will want to spend more towards expensive products, luxury items. While when their income decreases or there's unemployment in the entire place, in the entire country, then people will start cutting down on their expenses and focus on only things that are a need to them, that are a necessity for them. The next thing is the aging population. Now in a country with a lot of aging population, there are people who are getting older, and hence demand for say healthcare facilities, say for a wheelchair, will increase more than demand for things that younger generation or younger people would want, like food, clothes, or restaurants or something like that. So these are the reasons why demand always keeps changing. And this is the reason why we need to understand the changes in the customer's needs as well. The next topic that we're going to talk about is always being able to be competitive in a market. There are many competitors around a business, and that is why survival is a very important factor that a business considers while it is planning its further decisions. Now, to be competitive, what happens is people often compare the market share of companies. What is this market share basically? It is the percentage of sales of a market held by one particular business. So the formula for it is dividing the market sales held by one business upon the total market sales into 100 to get the percentage. Right? So now the more competition is always increasing throughout the world because of globalization. People have started traveling across. Transportation has become so much easier and so much cheaper. People can import, export products. Trade is happening. Then there is internet, which plays a major role in this expansion of business throughout the world and people connecting with each other. It is the e-commerce. So people are selling products online, people are doing businesses online, and due to the communication and transport being cheaper, it is all possible. And hence competition is increasing throughout the world. So we have been talking all this while about market. But what exactly is this market? So market is basically a place where there are customers, potential customers, suppliers, all the competitors. So now this market is basically a huge area, or areas like just imaginary. There's like a huge thing where there are two types of markets. There is like a mass market and then there's a niche market. What is a mass market? Now mass market is where there is a very large number of sales of a type of product, while a niche market is where it is basically usually a specialized small part of a mass market which sells a specified product that is often a luxury product. Now example of a niche market can be Rolex, a company selling expensive watches, while for a mass market it might be just a normal soap company or just a company selling regular cheap watches. So basically this mass market often uses flow production because it creates a lot of standardized quantity of products together. This means there are many advantages to a mass market. Firstly, there's a high number of chances to get higher sales because you can target a larger audience. Second, they can experience economies of scale as they use flow production, and economies of scale are basically factors that contribute to a lesser average cost of production for the company. Now also what happens is the risk is spread here because you target more people, you make a lot more products, and you have a wide market to look at. So your risk is always spread. While the disadvantages are that there's a lot of competition. Of course, you're in a large market. There are with large customers, there are also going to be a huge amount of competitors you need to compete and survive with. The second thing is there's a high advertisement cost. Again, to reach out to more people, you need to put more marketing budget. Next is there's no specific need of a customer that is satisfied with a particular product because the products are never customized. While in a niche market, it's completely opposite. Here there are luxury products, so there's high quality for customers, and people also want to buy it to raise their standards, and hence they often want to buy such luxury and expensive products in a niche market. Here the number of sales might be low, but the prices of products are often high, and hence there are largest chances of making profits. The second part is in a niche market, what happens, they can produce a specified product designed as per the needs of the customers, and they often use highly skilled labor in the niche market. However, the disadvantages are the risk is not spread over here, because if demand for a product falls, it means that the business is closed because it is only producing that one product. So now the next thing that we move on to is market segmentation. Now market is basically segmented, is basically just divided into many particular groups. Segmentation is when a group of market which contains consumers with similar characteristics or interests are put together. So the segmentation is done by factors like age, there's social income group, which is how much a person can earn. Then there's location, there's gender of a person, there's the lifestyle, which includes the number of children they have, religion that they follow, or the habits that they tend to always have. So that also determines a lot of their choices, and hence it is beneficial for businesses to find out these. This helps the business basically aim the marketing efforts in the right direction and avoid any wastage there. It also helps a business identify a segment that needs to have its needs satisfied, and it can find a gap and then try to fulfill it and grab new opportunities for growth and diversification. So this was about marketing, the basic. Now we're going to, in the next chapters, we're going to cover in detail about this marketing. Yeah, thank you.